Are in a position to understand what's currently happening in this field itself. So, do people come to you and ask, let's say, for advice?
Because of drug discovery, whether it is in oncology or any therapeutic area, it's a damn complex area. IP.
So, actually, IP is very important in this case.
That's where the IP becomes extremely
critical.
Any other business model where you know.
I think Dr. Reddy's has the money to do, actually.
Plus the culture, the Bangalore, everything plays
a role.
A role to be here.
Why is cancer still not cured? Why is it taking so long? And has deteriorated compared to maybe, let's say, 50 years back. Can't compare. Using AI, then also I think other challenges of IP will come up as to who is going to be named the inventor, what is going to. Hi everyone, welcome to InvnTree's podcast on IP. I'm Hemanth. And in this series of podcasts, we have been inviting eminent leaders from the IP industry. And today we have Mr. Shamim Ahmad, who is from Aurigene Oncology. So, as you would be aware, when I say oncology, it is basically cancer research. And this is something which has got a high impact on people's lives itself. So, he's working in a field which really does make impact on people's lives. So, welcome to the podcast, Shamim.
Thank you very much, Hemanth. I'm glad to be here and to share my experiences about IP and my journey.
Yeah. So I ask this to everybody who comes on the podcast because IP is something which is, let's say, may not really be knowing that there is something, a career choice of IP itself. However, you come from the chemistry and life sciences background, you may be aware. So how did you actually get into the field? Was that something which was planned, or you just got sucked into it and you are staying here?
Yeah, so coming to IP was never a plan. It just came, I came in IP by chance.
Okay.
And to be very frank, when I was doing my PhD in Delhi, I was not knowing about IP at all.
Okay.
I might have heard this, but never knew what is this function all about. All of a sudden I got a call and there is opportunity, and then I discussed with the friends and guide. They said, okay, go and explore.
See what
looks to be a good area. It's progressing. So I said, okay, let me go and try. Let's see. So that's how I got my first opportunity as exploration. My idea was, okay, I will go and be there for 6 months. I want to go in research. My plan was to start my career in a chemistry. I was doing my PhD in organic chemistry, synthetic chemistry. So I was very much interested in that. I was fond of that. I did a lot of publication.
Okay.
Even my guide was not ready to leave me. He only allowed me to, okay, go. This will help you in your research. So go and learn and then come back.
Okay.
And the moment I went there and then
it was like the doors opened. You see, this is much more than research.
Yes. That I started liking it because it's a new area and things were growing, and then I started liking it, and then I saw the crowd in the chemistry area where I was working. There are close to 200 people in chemistry, and 5 or 6 people in the IP. So that itself gave me a confidence. Okay, this is the area where I should be. Because this is already crowded. This is not crowded. This is a niche area.
Yeah, and that also, I think it also satisfies your need for research as well, because you are actually exposed to more research than the researchers themselves.
Exactly. So even I was not away from chemistry, dealing chemistry almost every day, understanding science behind that, and of course you have to learn a new thing about what is IP and how to apply that. So that way, I was not away, but it was a new area.
It was a new area.
I started liking it and then never looked back.
Yeah, that is there, and also see that you have been in your present company for almost 16 years now.
Yes.
So, what kept you actually in this specific field of oncology itself? Was there any certain attraction, or you were very comfortable with your job? How does it go about?
I think there's no one answer for that. There are multiple answers, but a couple of major points.
Okay.
One of them is of course, science and technology. Because when I started my career, I went to generic side.
Okay.
For my first company, I was started working in generic, and then I started looking into where is their scope. The whole scope was to ensure that you are not putting leg on somebody's patent.
Okay.
Kind of infringement analysis. That was the whole exercise.
That is what you started with.
The whole team was doing the same thing. I was thinking how to create this, how the IP get created. So that's why I was curious to see the innovator side, and that's how I jumped into innovator side. And in the current company, what happened is it's a lot of, it's keep evolving. It's not static. It's every time. First of all, the science itself is very complex.
Absolutely.
The process of drug discovery, whether it is in oncology or any therapeutic area, it's damn complex area where it require a lot of multidisciplinary people to work together. You need
as a team,
you need a biochemistry, you need a cell and molecular biology, you need a genetic engineer, you need a molecular modeling, you need a chemistry, you need a IP, a lot of functions.
Everybody comes together.
And then they brainstorm, and I get a chance to sit with them to understand what is going on. Although I do not understand everything, but I see the potential, the kind of problem they're trying to solve.
Okay.
So one was this, it's evolving. It's every time, you never get bored. That's the one thing. Last 16, I never felt I'm getting bored. There is always something new to learn. Every project is unique.
Definitely.
So that's one thing. Plus the culture, the Bangalore, everything plays
a
role to be here, continue here.
Now, you actually, like you mentioned, you actually work in very early discovery as compared to maybe, let's say, big pharma, which may come at a later stage of patenting. So how does this actually is different? How is it different in working in early discovery? How do you actually strategize for IP in such a case? Because it's a very long term, like you mentioned. How do you actually strategize your IP in such cases itself?
So early discovery, I think there are many factors when you look into the IP. You don't really want to file IP. See, you have to understand the ball game.
That is what I want to know.
In discovery is not to launch a product next year.
Correct.
Unlike any other technology.
Yes.
When you know that you are going to launch next year or next to next year, you know the timeline. And also you know the product life cycle.
But here the outcomes are also not very guaranteed, right?
Correct. There's a lot of uncertainties involved. A lot means people say 90% of the chances of, there are 90% chances we are going to fail. So 1 out of 10 molecule which goes from discovery, goes in clinic, goes to the really market. So 9 are going to fail. So there are multiple factors. When the project starts, we start looking into IP, but we don't jump into the filing. So we see factors like what we are doing. Is it something breakthrough where nobody has thought about? Or am I trying to create an IP space by seeing somebody else might be already working? It's not like we are the only player. There are other players working in that. So am I competing with a common thing where my starting point and all other players starting point are same? Then we are all trying to modify in creating a space on my own way. Then the risk become little high. There are some scenario where you start bring something from out of the box. Then, so the IP strategy varies from case to case.
Okay.
In one case where you are fighting in a competition, everybody is fighting to grab the space, there you don't want to wait. Because if you wait, somebody else might
already be filing patents.
Find the same thing and then file a patent. You might miss the bus. So in that case, I want to file early. But in cases where I know this is the starting point which I found out from my in-house sources or somewhere not known to the public, there I can wait. There's no risk as long as I can manage and maintain confidentiality.
Correct. I'm coming to that.
Yes, I can wait. I don't want to I think one simple or you can say a permanent rule in IP in our space is delay the filing. as long as you can.
Understand that, but see, there are other complexities involved as well, because now you have employees, you have scientists in your organization. Now scientist, whatever confidentiality is being actually bound by, he goes to a different organization, let's say, he will still think on the same lines, right? How do you...
Yeah, we can't really format the mind while a person is living. You can only put the confidentiality, obligation and all those things.
You cannot format the mind like you said.
Correct. We can't do that. There's no other option. So
his thinking is in a certain way. He will go think in those lines in a different company as well.
Very much possible. So this is a challenge. Many companies put a kind of non-compete clause. This is very common in our area, where especially
you cannot join another.
You can join, but you cannot work on the same target area. So when we say, I think for a person who is not from this area, they think oncology is one area.
Correct.
But oncology, we say cancer, there are hundreds and thousands of things. Okay. And for each of the cancer, there are multiple factors. So for treating one kind of cancer, there could be plenty of ways within the body, which protein you are targeting to treat this cancer. There are multiple options. So I have picked one of them, but somebody might be
pick another one
on the same cancer, but not by this media, by some other media. So this is called, we say it's target protein. So I am targeting a XYG protein. So my project, the whole objective is to find a drug which inhibits the XYG protein, and in turn that is going to treat this cancer. So what we do is we generally company put a non-compete clause for at least mid-level people or senior people.
Okay.
If you were working on this XYG target, while you are living, you cannot work on the same target, XYG target, for next 2 years. In a company. Yeah. You can work on oncology area. Put some ABC target for same indication, but it's whole different. It's not the same. Chemistry and everything gets changed the moment you change the target.
Okay. Now let me ask you a question which the whole world wants to know. Why is cancer still not cured? Why is it taking so long? And it may be something which is, I would say, what the rumor mills say, cancer treatment is actually profitable. That is why they don't want to solve it. Is it that? Why is it such a difficult thing to solve?
I think there's a lot of misunderstanding.
No, that is what you're here for.
Cancer is not one disease. It's an entire universe. There are hundreds of different kinds of things. So it is not feasible as of today. To my best of I don't think there is a possibility or there is a feasibility where one can make a drug to treat a cancer. No. That is.
But people talk about vaccines and all that, right? Now there is talk about all this now. Still, the Russians are actually talking about it.
Being explored, but again, what happens is every treatment or everything in this space happen for a certain subclass. Somebody is making a drug. We are making a drug for a liver cancer. So it's very one area. And problem is that the liver cancer, if I say liver cancer, we say it's one liver cancer, but there are plenty liver cancer. So person A liver cancer, person B liver cancer, person different. C liver cancer, all are three different case altogether. One needs one kind of treatment, B needs different kind of treatment, because the cause why it happened is very different. There's some other mutation happen here. This guy's some other cause. So you cannot make a weapon to kill everything in one shot. Forget about different kinds of cancer. I'm talking about the same kind of cancer.
Even that is
classes, sub-variants. You can't make a drug which is going to cure everything. So this is very unrealistic expectation to find a drug which is going to kill where cancer
like fever.
It's like fever
and I'll give you this drug.
Plus it is heterogeneous. It varies a lot and it keeps changing. It has ability to keep adjusting with the circumstances, with medicine and all. So you have to keep finding some. That's why you say a person is got cancer, it got cured today, and again it relapsed. Although it was cured and it got relapsed, now you don't need that same treatment. You need
a different treatment.
So it has ability to readjust with the environment, and again resurface.
I'm not sure about this data, but are we seeing more cancers than maybe a few years back, or is it a lesser number?
I don't see the data, but by seeing in general, it looks like it's increasing.
Okay.
And there are lots of factors we keep on hearing on social media. All this pollution, our food habits, everything. Not only cancer.
Overall health.
Our health
has deteriorated compared to maybe, let's say, 50 years back. It's food pollution, everything matters actually. Now, most of the IP that we come across, or we actually look, most people understand is IP in let's say electronics, mechanical and such things. How is that IP your IP different from these domains themselves?
You can't compare.
I
told you, the strategy itself is very different.
Okay.
In all other technologies, mechanical, software and all, you know the product. This is my product, and the difference is the product life cycle itself is very small. By the time, forget about your life, by the time you reach half of your patent, your product become irrelevant for the market, because technology is improving such a rapid scale. So that whether you maintain IP or do not maintain IP doesn't make difference, because now something else has come out.
Okay.
Whereas in our case, we lose half of the time. By the time you are still not in the market.
So strategy in life sciences is at a much higher stake as compared to any other domains.
Correct. But what happens is, let's say you start a drug discovery today. You are going to file a patent in some time. Well, the moment you have some findings in the next few years, you are going to file a patent. Now your countdown begin. For patent, it's 20 years. Countdown begin.
Yes.
By the time you reach the market, you already have lost 10 years. Still no money made. IP is for what? For protection. You want to stop somebody.
Yes.
You yourself is not in the market.
Not in the market. Who are you going to stop?
So by the time you launch a drug, it's only 10, 12 years is gone.
Yeah.
So you only have left is
a few years.
Less than 10 years. 10 years or less. So you can't rely on the same IP. You have to think very differently. How am I?
I'll come to that topic. There is another connected topic to that. I'll come to that. Yeah. So now you are in a field, like I said, it has huge human impact. Okay, so you are in a position to understand what's currently happening in this field itself. So do people come to you and ask, let's say, for advice, because they may know you or researchers in the field that see somebody has cancer. What about any trials, and should we take a different approach? Do you get asked?
Yeah, people ask this, but I don't think I am qualified person.
You're not the qualified person, but still you are somebody who knows the forefront of research. Maybe
we know little bit of research what is happening, but that itself is so huge. I know a very small fraction of that. So I can't really advise anyone but I know little bit what is going on, whom to approach, who could be
what may be the person. Because see, even doctors may not know something which you know. Because doctors will get to know once you actually, let's say, come up with a product, you go advise them on treatment protocols, you tell them this is a new drug, use this. That is when the doctor knows. Because doctor is not really doing this research. Correct. Doctor, it's a collaborative effort, but still they may not be on the forefront of research. Right. Doctors will get to know only once it is conveyed to them. So you may be even before the doctors.
I think we have a team called clinical trial team. So they are the one who are all doctors.
Okay.
Clinical team is comprises of all doctors, oncologists. So they are the one who work very close to the hospitals. They may not be doing trial directly, but they connect with the hospitals. We have a tie-up with so many hospitals, even in Bangalore and outside Bangalore. So they have a network. They are the one who understand better about the therapy area. We know a little bit on science and more on IP. So not on the outcome of that. But the initial discovery happened for early, maybe let's say 3 to 5 years. And next 5 to 7 years is the clinical trial.
Okay.
Once you identified a right candidate, a right molecule, a potential drug, now it has to be tested in human. That testing requires 7 years, 8 years, sometimes even more. And that effort is led by those doctors. So doctors are aware of course, they connect with the hospitals and they understand each other and they talk the language which they understand.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now coming to, you say this is a very big life cycle, right? It takes a few 10 years and all that, and your product is still not out there. You still have not made money from the product. Then in that case, how do you sustain for all these years? How are you functioning? Still not making money out of the product, but still, how do you sustain the development itself? How do you sustain the company till then?
Yeah, that's the real challenge. That's why I say Indian companies, we don't have ecosystem for drug discovery.
Okay.
So in India,
so the government doesn't fund?
Government funding, now I am seeing a lot of initiative coming up, but so far it's kind of negligible.
Okay. What about let's say these foundations like which have a lot of funding, such as let's say Microsoft, I think Bill Gates fund and all that. Do they also fund?
I am not sure, but I see a lot of news for them funding to accessing medicine. So medicine is there, it's not accessible to needy people.
Not the research.
Not they might be doing to some
might
extent,
be doing. Okay.
But for a commercial scale, the amount of money required is quite a big.
Quite big. So you are talking about how do you actually sustain?
How do we sustain is so this is the challenge. This is a real challenge. Whatever the point you raise is a real problem in industry, and that's how if you see a lot of companies who started drug discovery in India, they wiped off.
Okay.
They stopped.
Because it's not sustainable.
Not sustainable. One, because you are spending a lot of money for a long time.
Without.
And the risk is very high. It's
of success. Yeah. Success is not guaranteed.
Success is not guaranteed. And so it's something which is requires a lot of money, a lot of uncertainty. It's a very bad business decision for a pure business side.
If you look at it as a business,
pure business, something which requires a lot of investment, a very high risk. Who should invest? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
it's only somebody who is passionate, who really passionate about this. They can only do this. So the problem happened in India. What happened is a lot of companies started. Not few companies started, but what happened is you hit a roadblock. You start funding your development. You go to clinic. The moment you go to clinic, the money multiply exponentially. You need a lot of money. To do a clinical trial. And then you get failed, which is very likely because 10 out of
that is what. Otherwise, by now most things would have
1 out of 10 is going to fail. So you very high chances you are going to fail. Now you fail. Now you should have a pipeline. Okay, this failed. I have a second one in the pipeline. So one failed. That's fine. I have this one. I should be able to fund this one also, and I should have the courage and confidence. Many people break down when this first failed, second failed. At the moment third failed, that's it.
That's it. I cannot fund this anymore.
And that's the challenge. What we have been doing is. That's why I said we start not 1, we start 10. So I know many of them are going to fail. So we start 10, and we don't need to wait to launch a product to make money. That's what IP come into picture. So when you
IP is very important.
Very important. When you start your drug discovery, you identify the candidate, you filed an IP. Now you are doing all the testing in all the biological things in mice, rat, monkey, dog, and then it goes to human. So while you are doing all those things, you have the asset now. You created an asset which has the potential
to become something.
To become something. Now we start exploring because I have already done 3 years, 5 years of the work. This is ready material for somebody to take it from here. So we try to find out a partner from US and Europe who could really take this up, take the right, take the license. there are different kinds of modalities. Take everything or share something, take US, Europe and some major market to you and give some jurisdiction to me. So you pay some money, and that's how we make money. We give the right, they take the risk, they put their money, we own some kind of territory, they own the major part. They get a ready-made material.
They get ready-made
3,
research.
4, 5 years of research is already done. So now they have to just look for the clinical trial. And that's how we make money, and that's how those money we can fund for what we are pursuing.
Pursuing other research.
Yes. That's
Okay.
how.
So I think this also you'll have to strategize on the jurisdictions that you want to file. How do you decide? So how do you go internationally? Or when you actually file an application, you file it in India maybe, then you file a PCT application. Then do you sit and decide as to which and all jurisdiction you want, which and all we can give, what is lucrative? I think there is a lot of background work over there.
I think it's very simple. Unlike other technologies where you have to do a lot of market research, where is the market for this product? You don't want to launch a product where there is no market.
Correct. So is it a business decision, or is it
So unlike other technology where the market might be in one country, may not be in other country. We are making a medicine.
market is everywhere.
It's for human. Human is wherever there is.
Wherever there is a
So there is no question about the relevancy. It is relevant for
Everywhere.
Everyone. So my target is the whole world.
the world.
So that's one part. Now, what is my budget?
Correct. Yeah. Because you are doesn't mean that the market is the whole world. You don't really have
file
the budget.
worldwide. So what we do is plus the regulatory factors. So what we do, take two things into consideration. First thing is regulatory factors. I don't want to file in a country where there is no regulation.
You just lose your IP over there. Nobody is.
I don't want to file in countries, very small countries. Although there is some mechanism to file it, but I really can't afford to file in that many countries. So I keep some 15, 20, 30 major markets. These are the major markets. Now, what is my budget, pocket size? To what extent I can. But it's not just filing, because filing is just the beginning of the cost. Patent filing,
prosecution.
It's prosecution.
And that too, license patents are like hundreds of pages.
Correct. And it's our patent cases are reasonably big, some 200, 300 pages easily.
Yeah.
So
correct.
The cost of translation. And the
prosecution itself is more expensive.
Quite expensive. Prosecution is quite expensive. So I think budget, regulatory things we know already. These are the 20, 30 markets which we should file. Now, how much is our budget? So budget will be the primary driving force. Okay, you have to limit to only 5. This case you limit to only 10. And the probability of success. I know some program which is our flagship program. We are betting a lot. I don't want to compromise.
You file everywhere.
I will go and file everywhere. Those whatever 30-35 countries I have identified, I will be filing everywhere. But there are some program backlog which is, I'm not doing a lot of attention, I'm not seeing a lot of hope, but still there is some potential. I don't want to drop it also. I want to keep it alive. There might be some interest from somebody and tomorrow there will be some new publication from in Nature journal or some breakthrough come for that target become hot tomorrow. We don't know. It happens quite a bit. So I don't want to completely kill this, but at the same time I don't want to invest too much of money. So what I will do is, okay, let me file at least in US, Europe, China, Japan.
Main countries.
For at least 5, 6 countries, and keep the cost under control, and then let us wait and watch.
As an IP professional, I think, how do you feel when it comes to pruning a portfolio itself? You'll have to kill them.
This is one of the hardest decisions.
You don't want to kill them, they want to kill it.
Yes. This is one of the tough thing which we present to the management once in a while. See, our portfolio has grown like this, and I know there are 5-6 programs which we are not doing anything, but still IPs are maintained. We have stopped our development, but nobody is taking a call to drop it, because everybody is saying there may be something tomorrow.
Correct.
Something is still there. It's not like completely gone. Still something is there. that become a difficult case for even for management to take a decision.
You don't know what to do about it.
Exactly. So they be a little reluctant, but again you have to see the cost also. You have to see
cost is the otherwise everybody keeps it. It's the cost is the major.
We drop. We at some point in time we have to take a call, and a lot of patent cases get dropped. But I know the failure rate itself is very high.
Very high.
So accordingly, the IP has to be aligned. It may not be at the same pace. Program get dropped first. IP still maintained for next few years. We don't know. Still, we kept on hold, but still, I don't want to lose that because I lose IP is the last thing to lose.
Correct.
We can
see, because I have also seen cases, maybe not life sciences, but other domains also. The company is lost. Company has stopped operations and all that. But end of the day, they've actually made money out of the IP that they own.
Exactly. It has happened. It happens where if you lost the IP, then everything is gone. Just close the things.
That's closed thing. That's it.
But you don't generally do that. You still see there may be something. There are cases where you have kept the program alive. Suddenly there will be some query from somewhere. They got interest. Do you have this program? You want to evaluate. And if you don't have IP, you don't want to show it. There is no point because it's become public. If you drop the IP, then it means there is what protection I am going to give.
Yeah.
If I have at least US, Europe, a couple of major countries protected, they will create additional IP and that's a different matter. At least I have kept something major one. If US, Europe, China, Japan are done, that itself constitute about 60-70% of the market share.
Yeah, definitely.
That still helps.
Now coming to pharma IP itself, evergreening is something which is always talked about and always debated. So for viewers who may not know what evergreening is, would you care to explain?
Yeah, evergreening is a strategy where you don't want to lose the protection. You don't want to lose the exclusivity.
Yeah.
You want to retain the exclusivity.
So exclusivity is for 20 years. So you keep on adding small things.
What happens is, so certain exclusivity, what happens is your product patent life is very short because you get only 7, 8, 10 years.
Correct.
Because already most of the time is already eaten by regulatory process.
Yes.
Now you only get 7, 8 years. So you cannot just simply sit and idle. Okay, this is the only life. No, you are creating another layer of IP, and that layer of IP get created during the development, and that will give you 20 years from that point of time.
Correct.
So you want to keep a filing. The filing, you make a strategy in a way that I keep on filing on point A, point B, point C, point D.
Keep on taking it further.
So evergreening India. We
have regulations against that. But is it used as a strategy? I think companies do use it as a strategy as well, right? Or is it happens on its own that, okay, I found a few more things, now I file a patent? Or is it really used as a strategy? I'll only file for this much, then I'll take any improvements at a later stage, I'll file another patent?
No, these things, a lot of things happen by default.
By default,
because a lot of thing discovery, it's not like you have everything but you are holding it. You might be doing certain things because you feel I don't need to disclose it to the public. There's no compulsion to disclose it. So I'm even holding it. I don't know because there's a lot of uncertainty involved. So I don't want to unnecessarily file a patent. So certain things you hold it and you find the right time to file a patent. The right time, we can discuss on that, what could be the right time. So, but a lot of things we come across during the course of development. While you're doing a trial, you come up with a lot of information, a lot of insight from the patient about the kind of patient it is working, about the biomarker, which patient it will work. That I was not knowing. It's a new finding.
Now you have to file a...
I will certainly consider for patent filing. There will be some diagnostic things involved along with that. That was not known to me earlier. I will figure out how to file that.
Okay. India actually has this section 3D which actually tries to stop some forms of evergreening, such as, let's say, new form of known substance or new use of a known drug or something like that. So do you find challenges in that? How do you actually try to overcome? Or to take this question further, now let's say India is not allowing, do you drop India, take foreign filing license and go file elsewhere?
This is a very debatable thing. India has a different stand, especially on the polymorph. a new form of a safe substance.
Yes.
You have a substance, now you found a new form.
New form.
So while in major country it is patentable,
correct.
So we are not going to drop it for sure.
You file at least.
We file it. India, we figure out how to deal in India. India will not, because the bar is very high.
Very high.
After the judgment of this Novartis case, the bar is very high because Supreme Court mentioned that you need to show the therapeutic efficacy.
Correct.
It is better than
it is efficacy. For that, I think your clinical trials and all come into picture, right?
The clinical trial will come into picture, but you have to compare with the drug which is there in the first form and now with a new form. You have to compare between both. Which it is very, very difficult. But both are same.
Both are same.
Chemically, both are same. This is a new form. So both are going the moment.
Unless the efficacy is highly. It's going to be the
same. Because what in majority of the cases, because what happens is what you were talking about, a form is actually a physical form. You make a solid, make a crystal. Now crystal has a different
liquid,
structure.
whatever.
Crystal has a different structure. If it is solid form, in a solid form, I could make crystal A, crystal B, crystal C. Three possibilities are there in a solid form. So I have a drug which was there in a solid form, but now I created 3 different crystals. I am saying, give me a patent for this one. India bars this.
Yes.
They said that you compare all these 3 crystals with your parent drug. Is it really efficacious? It becomes very difficult to prove, because the moment you take into body, it becomes normal. It becomes same.
Yes.
Once you dissolve, there is no
crystal.
crystal.
It does dissolve.
The moment you dissolve, there is no crystal. It becomes same. So how can you get a therapeutic efficacy?
True.
So that is very different, very difficult. At the same time, I see this is good. India has brought this for some certain reason.
Indian, let's say, the patenting system itself is not really pro-invention, but it is actually for the people themselves. Because I think all the sections which I see, even then there is another compulsory licensing, though not really used much. We do have all such sections in the Act itself, which is actually they feel is for the betterment of the people themselves, not the companies. What do you feel?
Yeah, I think India has evolved with certain reason. So if you see our Patent Act,
correct,
1970 it got
the Act has still not been amended.
But it got evolved. So in 1970, what happened is they put this Iyengar committee. Because if you see the history,
if you read the report, it is very different why they came up with all this.
Exactly, there is a very strong justification why we are keeping.
I read the report. That justification
India
is fine.
Was the drugs? I think in India, medicine was being most expensive in the world. Today, it's cheapest drug in India. But there was a time when India had the most expensive drug in the whole world.
Correct.
And nothing was being manufactured. Everything was coming from outside. No capability, no manufacturing. So the India decided at that point of time, people are dying here. We had a poverty.
What we need is right now to fix this.
Then they brought this. The Iyengar committee was made a lot before 1970.
Yes.
And they come up with the proposal of not giving a product patent. So they abolished product patent. They were giving patent only for the process. And that is where the generic player boomed into. That's where that became one of the main reason why we are able to
manufacture these drugs.
All drugs, because now there no product patent.
No product patent.
Only process patent, which anyway I can manage it. I can find some alternate process. And that's how India became a generic hub. In 2005, when there was compulsion on India
from
WTO, member of WTO, we signed that in 1995. It became effective on 2005, and then India amended the Act to introduce product patent. When it introduced product patent, India wanted to ensure that
other protections are there.
We should not suffer the same thing. There should not be a kind of evergreening of a drug.
Correct.
A drug is launched to avoid evergreening. India introduced Section 3D. So that's where, but what I see is, it's it's very much debated, and somehow the court has, or the regulator has taken a position. Court has taken a position on a very kind of stringent position that you have to show a therapeutic efficacy. What I personally feel is there should be a little bit relaxation. Sometimes you are just making a new form, having no benefit, no much benefit, still you get a patent outside India. But sometimes what happens is you are not getting therapeutic benefit, but there are a real good benefit I am seeing. For example, I made a new form which is very much stable in Indian condition. The previous was not stable. Transporting it from one place to other place was difficult. I had to carry in minus temperature. Now I made a different form which is much more stable. But the problem is then our patent office is going to ask, show me the efficacy.
Which they are stringent on that.
So these kind of invention which are really helpful and useful, I think there are debate about that. These kind of things should be factored and considered for granting, because this is a real invention.
Yes, it is. Now, like I said before about compulsory licensing itself, though not really used, let's say you attend conferences and do your peers from other jurisdictions ask you about this thing? Have you got asked? Because I think one or two cases get a lot of media attention.
This happened a lot when it happened, when the decision came about this Naxabar case, the first only one compulsory license.
Yeah, only one compulsory license.
There are a lot of question about that. But I think it's well settled. See, innovator companies also, to be very frank, they are not focusing to discover a drug for India. For India, market share is very, very small. I can't afford to make that investment for Indian population, only for India. But the investment itself is huge. Indian market share is very small. So, where do I look? My main business case is US, Europe, China, Japan. These are the major, at least US and Europe. So, keep all innovator company keep that population in mind, that market in mind, and then they plan a strategy. Because India constitutes very small part of the whole economy as of today.
Yes,
it might emerge. It's emerging, but as of today, it's very small. So, I don't think this was more on a media side. There's a lot of buzz created.
So I think they do try to create this buzz as well. Oh, India is not innovator friendly. This is what they did and all that. But having said that as well, see, you are. I understand the business. I understand it takes a lot of effort, money to actually come up with a drug. But at the end of the day, even the acts and all that, there is a point about affordability of drugs as well. You cannot really make these drugs affordable unless, let's say, the government subsidizes it.
Right.
So, since you stand in, let's say, a balance, where you'll have to balance everything, maybe on one side affordability, on one side the business, on other side the research itself, the funding the research. Does this ever come up, this whole thought process? One is, end of the day, we have to give affordable drugs. On the other hand, you have to have research which costs a lot of money. And for laymen, they may also feel that why are they actually filing patents? They are into something which is actually for the betterment of the people themselves. Why should they actually protect that innovation itself? It should be made free for everybody to use. Care to answer that?
So, as such, I haven't reached to that stage where we see that personally, how this question will really hit us when we go to the market.
Correct.
It might come down the line.
Because it will be expensive. It's not going to be cheap.
But I can see the how the innovator companies are playing. So affordability is question number 2. Question number 1 is, do we have a medicine? Do we have a treatment for a particular disease or not? You can debate about affordability only when there is a medicine. If there is no medicine, there is no question of affordability. People will die and nobody will question anyone because there is no medicine. So how do we ensure there is a medicine in place first? So you have to, there should be some mechanism, some way of funding. Either government should put money. So if it is being developed with the government funding, the government will have a control.
Definitely.
And then they can control the pricing.
Sure.
But if a private player who is putting
his own money
and losing also, it's not like they're putting and getting. They are losing, and one time they got a chance to get a success. They want to recover everything.
They would.
9 times I'm got
Nobody
success
actually
10 times.
saw all the times you actually
all the
failed.
pain. So any innovator company is going to factor everything. These all 9 failure are going to be factor as the cost of failure.
This one drug which
which is getting launched. And if you don't give the patent, where is the incentive? Why the hell they will put the money on that?
Yeah, it's a circle which you cannot really escape from.
Correct.
Fine. So now coming to, let's say, AI, and there are AI scientists as well. Do you see that being adopted in your company or in your future? Because recently, a few days back, I heard that there is an AI agent or a AI research scientist which has been developed, which can do the work which a human scientist can do in 6 months. It can be done in a day's time.
See, AI, I don't see there is any area where AI cannot touch.
Yeah.
So AI is everywhere.
Is your life cycle product life cycle going to reduce? Do you think it can be utilized? Utilization is something which everybody is thinking about.
Yes.
When is the question?
AI is very much in discussion and very much under exploration. If I give you simple fact, if you see the last 1 or 2 years, the amount of deal happened in biotechnology in the pharma side, a lot of big players has done a multi-million deal with all AI companies.
Okay.
To accelerate their drug discovery. But there is a potential that AI could be used because we deal with a lot of data.
Yeah, that analysis itself takes a lot
of data. We generate a huge amount of data and connect dots and make some conclusion. So AI is best in that. Prediction. Because what I do is I make a lot of compound and then I test everything, hundreds, 200 compounds, and then found one. If I could predict which one to make without making it, I can save a lot. I can save a lot of time. So its potential is very much
huge.
Huge, and people are exploring. We are also exploring. But to what extent it is going to impact, I think its time will tell. But it is certainly going to impact in a positive way.
Definitely people are going to implement it.
Correct.
Whether it's going to give you a better result than a human is time will only tell. Now coming to that itself, let's say we are using AI, then also I think other challenges of IP will come up as to who is going to be named the inventor, what is going to, how is that going to be handled?
This is very much debatable question, and I don't think either me or you have answer for this.
I don't have any answer. I think best answer I would say is who the inventor or the scientist who use the AI will be named as the inventor.
So as of now, even the legal body is seeing it as a tool. We are also using a tool for lot many things, for identifying a compound, for doing this task, or doing that task. I am using a tool, so I own that. I am responsible for that.
Because you are the one giving it instructions and everything.
So as of now, the current law itself has not evolved to an extent where they can name it. You know the case with Australia, it happened for this Davos. They went for this case. Even in all the jurisdiction other than South Africa, everywhere it was ruled out that AI cannot be named as an inventor. So as of now,
that's established.
Current law
but I think this is easily people will not name it as an inventor. They'll just take somebody who used it as an inventor. Maybe
I feel eventually the law,
it has to
evolve. They will address how to. This is a little complex problem. If I name an AI, who is going to? Because the moment you have a human, why it is human? Because you take the benefit, you take the responsibility, both.
Yes.
I own it. I am taking benefit. Also, I am taking all the responsibility. The moment I take machine, who is going to take benefit? Who is going to take the ownership? If there is a problem, whom are you going to blame? If there is no, so there should be somebody. So the law should, I feel, it will eventually evolve. As of now, it is not. But I think slowly it will.
I think another 2-3 years we'll see changes.
Yeah.
Though we are talking about IP itself, Are there instances where you may decide that need not be filed as a patent, let's keep it as a secret? Is there any way you, or because you always monetize based on IP, you do not want to keep anything as a trade secret?
A lot of things
Are trade secrets, is it?
A lot. It's not only selective
things are disclosed. Okay.
Only because you cannot file, because there is a limitation. There are a lot of downside of filing a patent.
You are actually disclosing everything.
First, you are disclosing everything. Your competitor will come to know everything.
What you're doing, where you're working towards.
There are certain invention which you are doubtful whether it will be really patentable. For example, you discuss in India, not only India, even in Europe, certain cases are not patentable.
Yeah.
It might be on a thin line. Even in US, you might be debating.
It's changing.
So, I don't know. It might be or might not be. So, if I know the answer, simple question is, if I don't disclose it, if I don't file a patent, is there a possibility that people will reverse engineer it? If the answer is yes, I should think about protecting it. Otherwise, somebody else might have filed a patent and that might come on my way. I'm thinking it's a trade secret, but somebody else has reverse engineered it. And that is going to...
Actually, it's a very difficult decision to come up with.
So,
what you do.
This is the question I asked to my scientific team. Whenever they come up with something very new, I said, okay, where did you get it? Where did you get it? Where is the starting point? The obviousness analysis, the way we do it. And if it becomes something which is very different, nobody has thought about this, then ask, do you think somebody else will think in the same line? Will able to reverse engineer it? Number one. And number two, I also look into the overall factor, if the team is not stable or people are moving.
Correct. That is what I was coming to.
Those things also keep in mind.
Yeah.
And then, okay, I think it's best thing is to file a patent.
If people are moving around, then there is no point in actually keeping it as a trade secret. The best is if a very limited number of people know it and who are the core team and who are going to be in the organization. And in such cases, it may make sense if only a very limited number of people know and they are actually remain in the organization. Otherwise, there is no point in actually keeping anything as a trade secret because you're going to lose it. Because if it's a trade secret, he goes elsewhere and files it. It is never a trade secret.
Fighting for proving that the person
it was a trade secret
and suing them in the court and proving that it was my trade secret. That's
a very impractical thing.
Good.
Now coming into since you are in, let's say, positioned in such a way that you know what inventions are coming up. Is there anything which you can disclose without actually, which is already in, let's say you have filed patent, it's published, but still not been used? Something, do we see any ray of hope or something which actually is going to make things like better for cancer patients? Do you see anything?
Technologies, I think this is improving with a rampant speed. A lot of new things has come. We have been traditionally working on a small molecule. Small molecule is a normal drug. We say paracetamol. We say chemistry. We say small molecule because the size of the molecule is small.
Okay.
Now we come to the biologics, where we take a protein, a big molecule. So those are also, that was the next thing which is already in the market. Now what is emerging nowadays, already emerged? One area is cell and gene therapy.
Gene therapy, correct.
Cell and gene therapy.
Cell and gene therapy.
So this is not something very new, but is new for us India. So this also got a very good success, and it has its own limitation. But it as of now it works mostly in the liquid cancer, mostly in the blood cancer and all.
Okay.
And it's a highly personalized. It's a kind of
therapy.
Personalized therapy. If I am a patient, then the drug is going to be made for me alone.
So it's going to be extremely expensive in that case.
Extremely expensive. Obviously, it's going to be so that drug cannot be given to any other person.
Any other person.
For every person, is going to be, the whole setup has to be made for one person, because they have to take cells from my body, do some engineering in that, make the make some changes in my T cell, that the cell which fights to the cancer, because we all have fighter cell.
Yes.
Immune system in our body. So somehow it got compromised, it got damaged, something happened with that, got weakened. So take that immune cell out, there is a mechanism, take that out, re-engineer it, put some weapon on that, reactivate it, and then put it back in my body. And now it is going to fight. It's a medicine,
it's going to fight
a living medicine. So it's going to fight a cancer, and success rate is enormous. 80, 90, 95% success rate. So,
but I think there is no way to actually mass produce such a treatment.
People are working. A lot of people are working to how to make it on a shelf drug, which can be used for one drug, can be used for the way we are using medicine, but still in the research phase. There is a hope that take a healthy cell from a healthy person and make something which can be given to multiple people. This is still an under exploration, not really come to the market. But this is something which is very encouraging, very exciting. Another area, a lot of things are happening. Biologics we talked about, small molecule we talked about, the cell and gene therapy is happening. And this is called nothing but a personalized medicine.
Personalized medicine.
You are making something for a very specific
But I think
person.
in India they are still not doing it much, right? Because I think for such treatments people do go to US, is what I have
Correct, you are right.
seen.
So this kind of innovation came from US.
Okay.
This innovation came from US almost 7-8 years back. And it was damn expensive.
It is.
That was costing some close to some 300,000, close to $500,000.
$500,000.
So it was damn expensive. Some of the Indian companies jumped in
To do the same?
to do the same thing, including my company. We are also working in the same space. Some of the Indian companies jumped in, and even government also supported. I could see a lot of news about government support for those kind of research. And I think we launched, not my company, there are one or two Indian companies who launched this cell therapy in India.
Treatments.
But still it is quite expensive. Still costs from 50-60 lakh minimum.
Oh, but still much lesser than
what you go in
in the US.
So the target is to bring the cost, and eventually it will come. As more number
Hopefully it becomes something which is insurance provider is also able to bear.
Maybe.
Hopeful thinking. Okay.
Possible.
We are coming to the end of the podcast. So I just wanted your, what you would like to say to, let's say, young people who wanted to get into the field of IP in life sciences. What they should expect, who should get into it, what set of mindset they should have to remain in this field. Who's the ideal candidate for?
So in life sciences, one very basic thing is person should be, generally this is how it is happening, the person should be having a fair understanding of life science, because without understanding it becomes very difficult to operate.
Yes.
I can understand something from the software engineering, I can spend a day time, I can grasp it fast enough. But if the same person I have to speak to understand the cell and gene therapy, I'm struggling for last 3 years to understand this. While our company is working on that, it feels very heavy because it's very different science, very complex area. So one should be very passionate. Of course, should have enough sufficient background to understand life science technology. And one thing is very important is you should have a learning open mind. It's not like you have learned, I have done my master's, I'm done.
It's everyday learning.
In IP also.
IP is the same thing.
It's keep evolving.
Every day.
Same thing, you have to be ready for not only learn IP, you have to be ready to keep learning the science. Because without that, you can't advise the right thing. Very difficult. You could not understand the dynamics, how it is happening, why it is happening. If you don't understand the science, you can't advise on the IP. You don't need to be expert in that, but make sure you understand it fairly. So somebody who is really aspiring to be an in IP, of course there are plenty of things to learn in IP, but make sure that your foundation is good in science and keep your mind open to keep learning, and it's not going to end.
Correct. So just a follow-up thing, I just realized. So since it is so difficult, and the team integration is to be a lot. So, do life sciences companies actually try to have their own IP team because the integration is better? They are totally integrated with the research team. Is that a reason, or do they actually also try to work with others as well?
I think in a life science means if you are innovator, if we are innovator, so if you are innovator, we have to build our own team.
Yes.
Because you have to work very close to the scientific
team.
You need to understand what is going on. Because many times scientists themselves do not know there is IP implication. There may be some FTO problem.
Yes.
They have no idea at all. They do not think, oh, this may be patentable. They never thought about that.
Yeah.
So, if you keep them in isolation, on their mercy, when they understand, they will come to you.
They'll come to you.
Then it might be too late. What is important and how the things work in discovery companies is you integrate. So we work very close to the scientific team, where we go and we sit in all the scientific meeting, nothing to do IP. It's all scientific discussion happening.
But you are there
for 2 hours. All scientific problem to solve, but I'm just sitting and listening. I'm just taking my notes and trying to understand what is the
you are thinking in a IP perspective.
IP perspective. And when there is time, there is intervention required, I will give input. Otherwise, I will keep quiet. I just understand what is going on, what problem they are trying to solve, and this is very, very important. And I encourage all of my team members to be in the meeting, understand the science, get the understanding, connect one-to-one with the scientific team to whom you are working, and that gives a lot of insight. Because they might, a lot of these FTO things and all, they have not thought, what is there in that? This is already well known. When we search and there is a patent on that. Now we have to think through that. I know I'm not going to stop you, but let us understand where is the risk.
Yeah, so they would only think that just because I thought about it, it doesn't exist anywhere.
Correct.
But the later due diligence, we get to know that we are going in a wrong direction.
True.
People already have patents on this. Even there are even certain jurisdiction will not be able to operate also. So a lot of synchronization is required.
Risk management and all, it becomes very easy if you are working close to them. And if you know early, it's always better. Because
because you should not have spent too much time on that.
You might have spent a lot of resources on doing discovery.
So do landscape reports also actually help you a lot?
Yes,
okay.
we do.
Because that is something which
we start with.
You start with
the landscape report.
And do you guys sit with them and explain the report to them? Because what I've seen is we send reports, people
they understand very much.
They understand very well.
They understand a good
because there is a lot of investment of time from their end to understand these reports as well.
Not only that report, because they are the one who is coming up with the idea. We are not coming with the idea.
Yes.
They are the one.
As always something else.
And how they will come with the idea, unless if we don't know the landscape, if we don't know what is happening in this area, how
the state of art itself.
How am I going to propose something new? Otherwise, every time I'm proposing something and then IP is going to turn it off. LED is reported here. So now they also want to know what is already known. Let me know everything. And then they will process their own ideas and bring something as per them it is novel, and then it will come for IP evaluation. So this landscape is very important.
Yes. That was a very insightful discussion. Thanks a lot for your time, Shamim. It was excellent having you today.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you as well. Well, viewers, this was the end of the podcast. Hopefully you enjoyed what we discussed today. Thank you all.